grazie. Allora, addentriamoci qui in Slay the Princess. Ovviamente è in inglese, mi dispiace però vabbè, io leggerò un po'. Sì, allora, facciamo il new game, ragazzi, avanti. Vediamo che succede. Primo capitolo, l'eroe e la principessa. Cosa mi dice che l'eroe siamo noi? Qualcosa mi
You're
dice.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Ok.
And in the basement of that cabin
Ok.
is a princess.
Va bene.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ah, va bene. Io posso parlare con il narratore. Varie scelte. Infatti.
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value.
Che cos'è seamstress? Perché ho paura che sia una brutta cosa seamstress? Un secondo, ragazzi, un secondo. Permettetemi un secondo. Seamstress. Che cos'è? Ah, ok, sì, ok, perfetto. Ok, posso esplorare. Vai.
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Ragazzi, dobbiamo cacciare la principessa. Ci premieranno. Perché proprio io?
You're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Va bene, narratore, grazie. Sì, infatti.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Va bene, ok, dai, iniziamo a fare qualcosa. Vai verso la cabina.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning.
Va bene.
Before you go any, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything.
Ciao Colosso! Ciao, come stai?
Don't believe a word she says.
Dobbiamo cacciare la principessa, questo gioco è davvero strano.
We're not gonna go through.
Lei mentirà.
She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Infatti.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Questo è un altro personaggio. Andiamo, procedi dentro la cabin qua, questo rifugio di montagna, questa. E allora siamo l'eroe, dobbiamo uccidere la principessa. Non sappiamo altro, cioè dice che la princessa è cattiva, va uccisa, ci premieranno se la uccidiamo, però scopriamolo, è molto...
The only furniture is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your
Mi domando se ci siano in finali multipli, se io possa morire, mi domando. Va bene, prendiamo la lama.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
Io salverò il mondo. Se io caccio questa principessa, la uccido, salvo il mondo. Vai, entra.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Ok.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Eccola qui.
And lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there
Okay.
you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Sì, ti ucciderò, Oh.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Sì, infatti secondo me la uccidiamo subito e finisce in un secondo.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Non lo so, il fatto che sei legata alla
Probably
parete.
up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, You'll have to get close enough to use it.
Oddio, ma cosa sei? Sei un mostro? Sei una principessa mannara?
But best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
E vai, uccida, vai. Subito, ragazzi.
Forward without.
Gioco finito, uccisa.
You feel flesh easily give way.
Wow.
See your blade already sinking.
Wow.
This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Cosa? No.
She's convinced she'll die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really?
Vediamo.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Ragazzi, gioco finito.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the great. But that day isn't today.
Ragazzi, gioco finito, l'ho uccisa.
Ready to return to a world saved from...
Quando?
A world saved from certain doom isn't
Aspetta.
what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago. What?
Ah, sono in un altro
It's just that you
posto.
and the cabin are now far away from them. What's done is done, and there's no going back now. I'm sorry you don't like your reward, but maybe you'll learn to appreciate it.
Ah, era questa la ricompensa.
This is
Ma
what
mi hanno
everyone.
imprigionati in questo mondo.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or
Tipo, poi questa ora si trasforma in hotel. No, no.
it's all or one. Psst. Hey. Are we really happy? Or is really? Well, if you ever change, more happy time passes. Though the word, please shake yourself out of it. The little voices, please.
Okay.
Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually
Ragazzi, ho finito il gioco. È stato velocissimo questo. Ottimo. Ottimo, bene. 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 Ottimo, vai, perfetto. C'ho anche la playlist, volendo. Ragazzi, ci riproviamo. Dai, proviamoci. Non la uccidiamo questa volta, non la uccidiamo, dai.
you're here. Seriously? You're just going to turn
Ok,
around
ce ne stiamo andando ora.
and even know where you're...
Ok, non andare lì.
I suppose you just quietly continue down. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
No, perché siamo qui comunque?
You're
No,
keen
vattene,
on wasting
vattene.
everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me.
Selfish, ma,
Right to the stakes
ma
of the
cosa?
situation. If you don't do your job, when I said
Infatti.
I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just... And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you...
Ma che cretinata. Se mi hanno bloccato, per forza andare avanti.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty
Sì,
much
narratore, va a quel paese, ma fammi
the
essere...
woods or something. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers in every direction, there is a path.
Ma che cazzo?
And a
Ragazzi, ma stiamo impazzendo!
just a cabin. These
Questo va all'ultimo posto, dice
no,
qua.
wait. What's going on?
Ma che
Too
cavolo?
stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do. You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters.
Cioè, mi hanno forzato.
Here to slay her. You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously.
Ah, il narratore sa che stavo in...
Warning before you go in.
Che cosa c'è attorno? Un muro? Ma cosa?
She will lie. If we're stuck
Sì,
going
me l'hai detto, me l'hai detto.
somewhere,
Sì, vai, vai. Ragazzi, ora non la uccidiamo, ora non la uccidiamo.
you can't listen. And if you're
Infatti non voglio prendere neanche il coltello. Ora c'è lo specchio. Ogni volta che rifai il gioco ci sono nuovi dettagli. Ora c'è lo specchio.
next to the basement door. It's a wall.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Ma io sono un mostro, ragazzi. Cioè, io devo uccidere. Cioè, io sono il cattivo. Io sono il mostro che per sopravvivere deve sconfiggere la principessa. Sono veramente cattivo. Cioè, sono un gargoyle. Che cos'è?
Now it's
Mi chiamano Hiro. E io sono una bestia dell'inferno.
change things, right? We'll find it again. Then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Senza la lama, vai.
Or to the
Senza la
basement
lama.
creaks open. A web of branches
Cosa?
seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it. The kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet, if the princess lives here, slaying her is probably different voice. A disquieting
Oddio.
collage of tone and purpose.
Hello? Hi.
È tutto così è
Are
diverso.
you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
Mi sa c'è baby.
To do this, let's just turn around and leave. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make,
And what's that?
that the fate of the world hinges on your success, there'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Ragazzi, andiamo. Dove andiamo? La scala a sinistra, a destra o al centro? Magari al centro. Va. Center stage.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You concentrate on where you are,
Wow.
careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made it, and so you take
Ma che cavolo succede?
step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself.
Il mio personaggio è impazzito.
Goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Dove? Cosa?
Time disappears.
Cosa?
The physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating pattern, consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Can I help you?
Il personaggio è impazzito. Il personaggio è impazzito.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different.
Colosso, mi dispiace che ti sta annoiando. No, io lo trovo intrigante.
Yeah. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old the princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
Cioè, prima c'era il narratore e l'eroe. Ora c'è come voce nella mia testa anche la voce del personaggio, diciamo, la mia coscienza che è contraria a quello che sto facendo.
You're here to...
Divertente.
Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you.
Allora. Adesso però non la uccidiamo. Vediamo che succede, non la uccidiamo. Voglio vedere il mondo finire.
Princess.
Wow.
You can call me Princess if you'd like.
As the princess
Che
speaks,
cavolo?
it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that!
Cacchio succede?
Like this. It's those cabins all over again. Again? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew.
Capito? Loro stanno sfottendo me perché io ci sono già stato, ma le voci lo sanno, il narratore, loro lo sanno che io ho già fatto questo gioco, l'ho già fatto. Mi prendono in giro, dovremmo dirglielo che lui ci sono qua.
Right.
Carino.
Yeah.
Carino.
Here before, but we never went to the cabin until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then
Sì.
you told us that it seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it.
No, voglio vedere come muoio.
Into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a new plan. Let's see if we can...
Allora.
Is this a quiz? If you're here, then surely you know why I'm here. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling.
Più cose gli chiedo, più...
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? Could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and... Okay, this was fun for a bit.
Ok.
We can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Allora domando ancora o vado a prendere il coltello? Io domando ancora, vediamo cosa succede. Vediamo, facciamo una cose più assurde.
Why would I know what happened to you? Oh, I thought they would send
Ancora.
someone better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up, I will devour you. Sometimes
Lei mi divorerà.
pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way.
Prendi il vabbè, ora prendi il cotone è l'unica opzione, quindi vado e lo prendo.
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once,
Cosa?
findings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the
Ok.
looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything?
Corri, sciocco.
I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world
Il mondo è collassato. Raga, ma è stranissimo.
falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so
È
annoying.
veramente terrificante sto gioco.
Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should,
Come?
I think, how surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
La aggiustiamo? Ma che cosa?
She's gone. Where did she go?
Ciao Paolo! Grandissimo! Sei abbonato, grazie, grazie Paolo per l'incredibile supporto. Ah, ragazzi, sì, l'ho detto, appena posso, appena ce l'ho, faccio la foto e vi mostro i ringraziamenti della Giannolina sulla mia tesi. Comunque, no, tranquillo Paolo, tranquillo. Che lezione eri? Che lezione eri? Stiamo giocando a questo gioco, caccia la principessa, stranissimo.
Why now?
Per vero 24 mesi su 2 anni, epico. Sei un grande, Paolo, sei un grande. Questo gioco è davvero stranissimo, c'è molta ironia, c'è molta illogicità. Questo narratore onnisciente mi prende in giro. Ah, scuola guida! Ma sai che devo iniziarla anch'io, porca miseria. Gennaio. Come finisco la magistrale devo fare anche la scuola guida. È proprio una vergogna che io ancora non so portare la macchina. È una vergogna, ragazzi.
I'm begging you.
Facciamocela allo specchio.
Do this.
Vai. Vai allo specchio, vai.
Yeah, don't look at it. I don't.
Perché non guardare? Oddio, oddio, oddio.
This doesn't feel right. If it, yeah.
Che è
don't
successo?
look at it.
Che succede? E beh, io sono un mostro. Se io non uccido la professoressa. La professoressa. Oddio! Io sono davvero. Io sono. Una creatura mostruosa. Cioè, tutto il mondo è collassato. È pazzo questo gioco. Cioè, inizia che io sono l'eroe, devo uccidere la principessa. Ora, io l'ho uccisa e va bene. Che se non la uccido il mondo finisce. Io l'ho uccisa, gioco finito, ho fatto new game. E ora non la sto uccidendo, il mondo è collassato. Ma la principessa diventa questo, è davvero stranissimo. Infatti, what are you? Dove è uscito questo mostro?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Ah, interessante. Interessante però, aspetta. Una parola interessante. Interessante. Infatti,
that you are like me.
cosa?
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for... Do not mourn them.
Raga, la trama si è proprio... Non sarà più come prima. Non sarà più come prima. Bella domanda.
I've ended if we are talking.
Ok.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can... I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Cosa?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Ok. Come un gioco educativo? In che senso, Colosso?
Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. She is part of me, and part of me
Che
is...
ognuno è bello per quello che è. No, Colosso, no.
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us. There is
Ragazzi,
it, but this vessel is a creature
ragazzi, cosa faccio?
so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Ragazzi, io posso... Aspetta, stiamo ancora parlando.
Everything until we meet again.
Sì, perché vedi, perché lei lo sa che è un gioco, che ogni volta faccio new game, lei lo sa che dimenticherò, il personaggio dimenticherà questa cosa.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape.
Uccidila, dice Colosso.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Sono morto.
You're on a path. You're here.
Bellissimo sto gioco. Dai, andiamo.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short. A warning. She will love.
Cos'altro può succedere? Aspetta. Che altro può succedere, amici?
The interior of the cabin is all the blade is your.
Ok, prendi il blade, vai, prendi. Ci serve la lama, ragazzi, ci serve.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk
Ok.
downstairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Ok.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Voglio vedere che altro succede, ragazzi. Sono proprio curioso, proprio
Just
curioso.
drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone.
Ok, ragazzi, lascio il pugnale alla lama.
Out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious.
Thank you.
Ok.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
Ghigliottina.
Wait. And there'll be a pal.
Cos'è ghigliottina?
We could figure
Ah, ghigliottina.
after I'm free.
Comunque come va Paolo? Come sta andando la scuola guida? Esamina la catena, dai.
Walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Una domanda, come ha fatto a Amazon Prime sotto abbonamento ad Amazon Prime? Dun dun dun. Bella domanda, Paolo, bella domanda. E fu così che sul tuo conto ci furono tipo 20 euro in meno. Cavolo, controlla questa cosa e disdici se hai pagato. Non potrebbero rimborsarti.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Ok, dai, cerchiamo la chiave per aiutarla.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Questo è molto curioso. Non lo so, io spero non si siano presi i soldi.
Is someone else here?
Non te li abbia accreditati. Torniamo giù.
Back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her. Like, easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like. Against your better.
Cosa stiamo facendo, amici? Cosa stiamo facendo? Cosa stiamo facendo? Vabbè, se per una volta non fa niente. L'hai fatto comunque. Grazie Paolo, sei fantastico. Ragazzi, ma che gioco è? Ma che gioco stiamo giocando? Oddio.
You cut into her flesh.
Mamma mia, che impressione! Che impressione!
Before long, you're able to crack through
Oddio.
bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of
Mamma
you,
mia.
so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Infatti.
It's like she is
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Ok.
won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward.
No, è stupido. Io non volevo ucciderla, no.
You can't just do that. Watch me.
No, 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 no. Warn her.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Ok.
Stop it. Stop resisting me.
Il narratore vuole controllarmi. Raga, è bellissimo sto gioco. Resisti.
Blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
No, non morire, no, no, ti prego.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Ma io che ho queste mani da
Maybe
mostro,
I'll
come
see
posso
you in
essere?
another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Mi ha ucciso me, no!
As she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope... You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Sono morto.
If you don't...
Sono svelato l'arcano, vai, dici. Infatti è un déjà vu.
Deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time... Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth.
La voce dello scettico, ora... Mamma mia, c'ho 1000 personalità.
We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep... You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from... And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large?
Sei un ciucco. Ah, perfetto, fino a dicembre, ottimo. Dai, meno male, bene così. Sei un ciucco. Ma no, non è... Dai, voglio vedere tutte le possibili alternative. Ora faccio l'ultimo.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Un secondo, questo è interessante.
Let's say for a moment that this really
Comunque scuola guida va bene, per ora semplice.
a version.
Grande, bevi, ragazzi. Bevi, piglio un attimo un po' d'acqua, aspetta un secondo. Io ho solo proprio un sorso, proprio una goccia di acqua, me la bevo. Quindi sta facendo la parte teorica, No, anch'io spero sia semplice. Mamma mia. Ma niente serve così tanto. Che palle.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you... The absolute irony. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? because if I really did what you said I did, you... Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now...
No, ancora bevi è impossibile, Colosso.
That sounds pretty consequence-free. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? If it's the latter, what do you think happened? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and... What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circle. No, I'm talking in... Oh,
Dimmi, Colosso, dimmi.
before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Sì, ok.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't.
Ma non so. Boh, forse c'è una goccia, va. Ok. Goccia bevuta.
Just ignore this clown and focus on...
Allora, ragazzi, vediamo un altro. È diverso.
And more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding any... The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need... Very different.
Esploriamola. Va bene, Colosso. Buona cena. Ciao.
Yes, but what?
Grazie per la compagnia.
Did he change it? Or did it change all on its... Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous...
Molto divertente questo gioco, di verità.
Details. He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's definitely...
Che non la vede?
I think you know what we have. Let's not get caught up in vanity.
Ok.
Definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is. Is this some sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about some... You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't... You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you... It was there a second ago. And now it's...
Ah, è scomparso.
To know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled.
Grazie, Colosso, molto gentile. È scomparso. Non c'era, ma anche prima scompariva il... Ok, dai. Prendiamo la lama.
Table. It will be difficult to slay the good idea.
Ok, dai, voglio vedere un altro differente, un altro finale.
Revealing an
È
old...
diverso, ogni volta è diverso, una volta ricominci.
Few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come down.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs,
Cosa?
lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the... Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useful. That was their last wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intent.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack.
I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her?
I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships, women? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair. smiling.
No, questa è
You can stay
pazza.
right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say
Questa
another
è
word.
pazza.
As she no.
Si
I-
taglia la testa.
Unwavering as she soars through.
Cosa sta facendo?
Last she. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you.
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment. Her twitching eye, her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder and her neck. Oh, the remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her.
Ragazzi, ma che stiamo guardando? Ragazzi, che stiamo guardando? Che gioco è? Che gioco è? Che gioco è?
Completely free. It bounces
Oddio.
before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me. The princess's eyes stare up at you.
Are you sure she's not winking at us?
Obviously not, she is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just... Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to...
Dopo.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
Dopo.
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial.
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy.
Ma
She
perché si è uccisa da sola?
Even after all that,
Ragazzi.
you're still not satisfied, are you?
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so... Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back up.
Did you see that? I could have sworn
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain... Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... Over? Is he gone?
but we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but...
Ma che cazzo?
She's gone. Where, and there's that mirror again. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something.
You have grown. Io sono cresciuto, in che senso? Dio, in che senso sono cresciuto?
Flickering lights.
Ora è senza la testa.
Vitality and movement.
Oddio.
More than I was. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature. It feels correct. This is what I need. There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together.
Raga, sono sconvolto in questo gioco, eh.
Discover.
Ragazzi, l'attacco.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
No, non posso uccidere, non posso uccidere me stesso.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. Then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous. If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You
Wait forever.
now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you.
Ragazzi, finisce così, si è chiuso il gioco all'improvviso. Strano. Comunque pazzesco sto gioco, bello. Bello, bello, peccato che si è chiuso così all'improvviso, però bello. Mi piace, niente male. Va bene, questa era Slay the Princess.
Turn to me.
Oh,
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
cosa? Ragazzi, è la parte del gioco. Lei ha chiuso il gioco e ora mi ha dato il benvenuto. Ma che cavolo succede? Che cavolo succede? Oh. E posso fare varie domande e poi dico niente, uccidimi.
For your return, but it will give me time to. We will meet again.
Sono morto. Però può andare avanti. Io ho visto delle scene della principessa che è grossa, muscolosa.
And at the end of that,
Può andare peggio di così, ragazzi, può andare peggio di così.
and in the basement,
Comunque,
had
salviamo. Andiamo al main menu. Ragazzi, bello questo gioco, molto divertente, mi è piaciuto, mi ricorda molto sapete quei giochi lì, i book game, dove tu fai le scelte e finisci in varie parti, è quello, cioè tu disponi in un certo modo e la trama va in una direzione, molto molto carino. Bello. Non faremo la top 10 dei giochi barboni, però questo sarebbe nella top 3 sicuramente. Veramente il figo. Vi ringrazio tutti quanti per la vostra compagnia. Vabbè, Colosso ormai è già andato. Ringrazio anche Paolo che oltre ad essere qua a farci compagnia si è anche abbonato. Siamo a 24 mesi. È tanto, Paolo. Grazie per sostenerci, per tutto quello che... Cioè, insomma, credi in noi in questo progetto che è la Legione. E che dirvi, ragazzi? Ci vedremo tra qualche giorno, giovedì, per la diretta tutti quanti insieme. Vediamo un po' cosa fare. Figo. Figo. Poi, per chi non l'avesse ancora visto, su YouTube è uscita la seconda parte del Mai Dire Trash su Piccoli Brividi, ragazzi. È divertente, riguardatevelo. Se l'avete già visto, e vedetelo se non l'avete ancora visto. Io vi auguro una buona serata e ci vediamo alla prossima, ragazzi. Che sarà giovedì. Ciao a tutti quanti.